Our office seeking the act, seeking to amend Part 5, Section 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, 5.9, Part 10, Section 10.1, 10.2, and 10.3, Part 15, Section 15.1 of the Act of the Legislature prescribing the National Code of Conduct for public officials and employees of the government. Part 5 talks about political participation. The key thing we are seeking for amendment in Part 5.1 is to include that B, Section 5.1, B, we're seeking for amendment that use of government facilities, equipment, or resources in support of partisan or political activities. This is the part we are including for amendment. Because this provision of the code is prohibiting the use of government facilities, government equipment, or resources in support of partisan or political activities. The code of conduct as it is, it stops right there. We are including for amendment whether doing working hours or not. Because some people think after work, after official hour, you're free to do as you can and you can use government property because it is not official hour, or you can participate in partisan politics because it is not official hour. We want to ensure this is also included. Once you are categorized under this code of conduct as a public official or public employee, then you are covered under the code whether doing working hour or not. We're also seeking to amend, especially Section 5.3. Section 5.3 talks about any official appointed by the President pursuant to Article 56 of the Constitution and a managing director appointed by the Board of Directors of any public corporation who desires to contest for public elective office shall resign said post in keeping with the current code of conduct. It says 2 years prior to the election that you're seeking to participate in or contest in. We are proposing for amendment that any person under the code of conduct seeking elective public office shall resign said post at least 1 month to the day he or she submit an application to the Election Commission, expressing his or her desire to contest for an elective public office. What this does is it settles the confusion as to who determines somebody's intent or desire and when. Once the person has demonstrated the person's submission of their nomination at the Elections Commission already demonstrate in effect their intent and their desire to contest in an election. And it is at this point we think the code will make sense for such persons to resign, rather than people resigning their jobs 2 years to election that they want to participate in. When we at the legislature, of course it is constitutional though, we can be in the Senate and contest for president. People can be in the House of Representatives with their tenure still there, and they can contest to be senator. Why are we restricting other Liberians, whether they're in other branches of government? Why are we restricting them to 2 years other jobs, so to speak, especially public office? What if that person has services to render to the country and we're telling them to resign 2 years prior to that time? It is my view. It is wrong. It is unfair. It doesn't make sense. I think when people submit their name to Elections Commission, then they have demonstrated their intent and desire to contest for that office. There and then at that point they should resign. We are also seeking to ensure that when people declare their asset, they should be part 10 of the code. It says, every public official and employee of government involved in making decisions affecting contracting, tendering, or procurement, and issuance of licenses of various types shall sign performance or financial bonds, and shall, in addition, this is the code is blank, is vague. It just says we should declare asset. This section 10.1, it says we should, in addition to declaring, we should just declare asset and liability to the institutions of government as enshrined in this code of conduct. We are adding for amendment, so it makes sense. It makes it legally binding. We are adding for amendment that the assets and liability declaration should be notarized, declared, and published. Not just declare asset. They just give you one form that we all do, as it is now. They give you one form. You write what you can put on it. If you're sincere, you put the truth there. If you're not sincere, and you just declare something, there is no provision in the code that says under penalty of perjury that when you falsely declare, you can be prosecuted for perjury. And you begin by notarizing your asset that you're declaring and your liability, and then you publish it after declaration. And after all, if we just declaring here the way we do declaration, nobody knows what we're declaring, and it's like that. The code as it is does not say definitive sanction on people who will breach the code, especially political participation. Especially political participation. So we are now adding clearly in section 15.1, part 15, section 15.1 of the code, we are adding, as it is, it only talks about the sanction, says dismissal, removal from office in public interest, reprimand, fine, or making good on a loss or damage of public property asset, demotion, reduction in rank, seizure, and forfeiture to the state of any property assigned or acquired from abuse of office. And introduction, this is vague. We are proposing that G, F, introduction, stroke, bar from contesting for the said public elective office. It must be clear, because this code does not say if you don't resign in keeping with the code, what should happen. It just says resign. And if you don't resign, there is no specific punishment. And so we want the code to be very, very specific and detailed about it. And this is so far our bill seeking to amend provision of the code of conduct. We believe that this will go a long way. When we enter public office with what we have, we should be accountable to the public. We should be open and transparent with the public, and so that they can be able to audit our lifestyle in office to see whether we're using state resources or we're getting resources by other means not declared and hurting the public trust. And so this is the bill seeking to amend provision of the code of conduct, and we look forward to our colleagues.
We'll take 3 questions.
Yeah.
My name is Bramble Tori for Banana FM. Senator, I want to know what's the stand? This is a political hope. Before you have such a bill to be official or officiated, you have to have that standing with your colleagues. What's the stand when it comes to passage of the bill with your colleagues?
Well, I don't want to see any of my colleagues who will go against this bill. In fact, we have started to practice it. Small, we increasing number of people getting the personal coverage. I declare my asset here in public, even though it was the first time. Some people thought it didn't mean anything. Senator Borchas, Jonathan Sebo, declared his asset, these few days, and published it. Senator Nyomdi Kanga Lawrence should publish hers tomorrow. We get good commitment from Granny Samuka and other folks that when they enter, they will declare. What it does is that it raises room for suspicion, you know, and speculation and rumors and lies. Because if I declared 100,000 in my account before entering government, and if I acquire something while in government for a period of time, and you can compare with my legal earnings, and you can even refer to what I declared, what I acquired while in office, conform to what I declared in my legal earnings in the office. So you saw that the entire Liberian Senate today voted, receiving, accepting our bill, and there was no much resentment to this bill, because I don't see why anybody would go against this bill. Why don't we notarize and publish our assets and create room for asset verification, so that when people mislead the public or mislead the institutions of government, they can face the punishment of law, perjury. This asset declaration, as it is under the current code of conduct, it leaves no strong room for anybody to get punished if they violated the code or if they just declared anything. And there is no system for verification. We want to ensure that all of these are done and put it in there that you are signing under the penalty of perjury, that you're signing that what you are signing and submitting and notarizing is the truth and the whole truth to the best of your ability. Because when you're found to have lied, if you are caught to have lied on your form, then you are liable for perjury. Also, I don't know who want to go against the code that says people in the executive or other branches of government that have desire to contest for public elective office should not be made to resign 2 years to the election. I think that's infringement on other people's rights. So let the people resign. If I'm in the executive, let me resign. People say, oh, people will use state resources to project their political desire. If we have system in place, nobody will use state resources to their advantage. If we put the systems in place to hold people accountable for their stewardship, then people will not use public resources for their political advantage. And so to say, oh, it means we are acknowledging failure, that we're failing to do the right thing and we want to blame people. No, we should not be blaming people. We should be setting the system in place, enforcing them and making them workable, so that people in public trust, procuring for government, signing government contracts, can use the public office for their personal gain. And if they're in that office and want to contest, the way you can know their desire is when they submit their nomination to elect, they have declared their desire and intent. And after is that in dispute or question again? 2 years to election, how do you determine somebody's desire and intent to want to contest for a public office? Let's make the code and our laws in such a way that they are implementable, they are enforceable. The way the code is now, anybody can challenge, but I never show sign of desire. I never desire until they put petition me. Whether petition or not, once you submit your name to election commission that you are a candidate or seeking to be a candidate, you have demonstrated desire. Then at that time you resign.
Yeah.
My name is Jackson Clay. I work for ABC Radio. So Dillon, I'd like to take you back a little bit away from the code of conduct issue. I read your Facebook post and you were talking.
I will stick to the code. This discussion is purposeful. And when I read to speak to the other issues surrounding my party and all that stuff,
Yeah.
I will speak to the media. This one is about the code of conduct and my work as a Liberian senator.
Yes, Honorable Senator, my name is Hagar Gonda and I report for Truth FM and Real TV. I would like to know, many persons believe that Liberians are noted for making good laws, but the implementation aspect seems to be the problem for this country. With this, with these laws that you are posing for, is there any plans to see as to whether or how the implementation arm can be strengthened?
Thank you. Small, we get there. To change a system that has been so rotten, bad, to change a country where doing the wrong thing has been accepted and normal, to change a country where doing the right thing look abnormal and you are fought and vilified, it's not going to take a day. It's going to take the grace of God. It's going to take courage. It's going to take resilience. It's going to take persistency to do it. We will get there when we start to respect systems, as long as some of us and all of us together as a country and people, home and abroad, can agree that we need system and allow the system to work.